Hello and welcome back to Cash Channel. Today's video is going to be a very short tutorial on how to fill your UPSA online forms without stress. Okay, you don't need to pay anybody to do this for you. You can do this at the comfort of your home. So without wasting much time, let's jump right into today's video. Hello guys, welcome to another interesting video on Cash Channel. Do click the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell icon next to it to be notified for future exciting content. Great, let's get into it. Okay, so this procedure is basically the same thing on your mobile phone and also on your laptop. The first thing you need to do is to launch your internet browser. It could be any browser of your choice. It could be either Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Safari, or what have you. Okay, so once you have your browser launched just like mine, you enter this address, that is upsa.edu.gh. Wait for the site to load. When it does load, you head over to admissions, just right at the top. Move over to admissions, or you can also enter the URL displayed below to take you right into the portal for the online application. Okay, so once you've clicked on the admission side, move on and click on apply now. Once you've had that page loaded, you will be welcomed by this screen saying that welcome to UPSA admissions portal. Yes, so this is where you enter your online serial number from the forms you purchased either from a bank or the mobile money transaction. These forms can be purchased from a bank or it could be purchased from a mobile money transaction. Okay, so you enter your online serial number just here. Okay, right here. Okay, so I'm going to do that. After you've done that, just click on login. Yes, so if you entered your online serial number correctly, you will be welcomed by this first step, which is your personal information or your biodata. So you accurately fill in the spaces provided with the necessary information. So with your surname, you can type your surname. Kindly note that this is only for illustration purposes. So I'm only going to be entering in dummy data, but make sure that the information you are keying in is right information, is something that pertains to you. Okay, so I'm going to type in let's say Lord. Okay, followed by the first name, followed by the first name. Let me see, which first name can I use? Gideon. If you have any other names, you can add it. So maybe you are called Kwame or you have Kwame attached to your name. Okay, then you select the month which you were born. If you were born in January, February, select that, followed by the day, also followed by the year you were born. I choose to be born in 2000. Also select your gender. It could be male or female. Kindly note that we don't have any other options for the gender. You are either a male or a female. Then your place of birth. Followed by your valid national ID type and the number. So if you are using your voter's ID, you first type in your voter ID followed by your ID number. So depending on the ID card you have, you key in your ID number. Okay, don't forget to state the type of the ID, which is a voter ID. You could use your national ID. You can use any valid national ID. Yes, so if you don't have the voter's ID, you can use something else. Just make sure that it's a valid national ID. Okay, so the next step is to choose your nationality. Are you a Ghanaian? If yes, select Ghanaian. Marital status: if you are single, married, divorced, or you're a widow, you select it. Then your religion: are you a Christian? Are you a Muslim? Select that. Do you have any physical challenges? If yes, select yes and state your physical description, or the challenge you have. Just describe the challenge. If no, select no and ignore this field. Don't fill that field. So now this is where you upload your passport picture, and it says here that image should be taken against a white background. Image should be 200 pixels by 200 pixels and either be in the format of a PNG or a JPEG. Okay, so this is where you upload your passport picture. Kindly follow the described prescriptions over here. Okay, if you don't do that, the picture will not upload. I'm going to be releasing a short video on how to resize your passport picture to this dimension, so stay tuned. Let's move on. Alright, so after you've uploaded your passport picture, the next item is to fill in your address contact information. Kindly note that if you see this asterisk over here, it means that that field is recommended. You can't skip that field. Okay, so let's start by filling the street address. So you put the name of your street right into this field. Yes, where you live, just enter the name of the street over there, followed by your postal code or your postcode or your box number. Okay, then the city in which you live, the country, followed by your mobile number and your email address. Okay, so with that correctly entered, you move on to the next step in step 1, which is the next of kin or guardian information. This is the information of your parents. It could be your sister, your brother, your auntie, any relative or someone you trust to be your next of kin. So I have Joseph Moses. Okay, then the relationship I have with him, he could be, if he or she is your mother, you can type in your mother or your father or any relation. Okay, all right, now provide the phone number of the person you stated about. So okay, then you realize that this email doesn't have the asterisk over here, meaning that it's an option you can skip. All right, now it says over here, next of kin's address into brackets if different from above. So if the person you stated as your next of kin is staying with you in the same house, you don't need to fill these portions. Okay, you don't need to fill these portions. Let's say Joseph Moses is my father and I'm staying in the same house with him. I don't need to restate the street, the postal code and the city, because we have already stated that up here. Okay, that's if you stay in the same house with the person, but if you reside in different places, you have to state the street, the postcode and the city, as well as the country of the relation you have stated about. Okay, so after having filled all this information, you make sure that you go through your form again to make sure everything is accurate. Okay, beautiful. So once you have that done, go ahead and click on save and continue. Okay, so having submitted the first step of this form, you'd enter the second step, which is the entry qualification. Okay, now when you get to this step, you realize that you can see your picture, which is right here at the left side, followed by your full name and your serial number. If you enter this information correctly, you see your picture as well as your full name. All right, okay, so let's start filling this section. Here we have your receipt or your transaction number. This is the number that is provided together with the forms you bought. Okay, so if you bought this form from a bank, look at the top right corner, you see receipt number, then you enter the receipt number over there. Okay, let me remind you that this is only for illustration purposes, so the information I'm providing here is just for illustration purposes, just to help you fill your forms. Okay, all right, so program applying for. Are you applying for a diploma, a bachelor's degree, a professional, master's degree, or PhD? So select the one in which you are applying for. Then the session. Do you want to be a regular student, an evening student, a sandwich student, or a weekend student, or a distance learning student as well? So in this case, we want to select evening. Then entry qualification. Entry qualification means which qualification are you coming with, or are you applying with? Okay, so in this case, I'm going to choose diploma awaiting. Diploma awaiting. Yes, UPSA diploma awaiting. So this means that you've already done your diploma in UPSA and you are waiting to do your top up. If you are in this situation, you click UPSA diploma awaiting. All right, so at this point you enter or you submit your birth set. Kindly note that your birth set should be scanned and presented in PDF. Okay, scanned and presented in PDF. You have been given a notice over here. Only PDF files are allowed. File size should not be more than 1 megabyte. Okay, so make sure that the birth set or the document or the national ID you are uploading is not more than 1 megabyte, and it should also be in PDF. Okay, so here you browse. If you have your file over here, click on browse, head to where your file is, and then click on the birth set. All right, so with that done and with the information provided accurately, you can click on save and continue. All right, having submitted your second step, you proceed to your third step, which is educational information. So this is the place where you provide all your information with regards to your education. Okay, so you start with what? The last institute attended, or the last institution attended. Okay, in this case, it's University of Professional Studies. Studies, Accra. Then the program you offered. Okay, if it was diploma in accounting, diploma in marketing, you provide the information. Kindly please note that I'm only providing a dummy information, but if you are filling the forms, you have to provide accurate information. Okay, just for illustration purposes, that's why I'm doing that. Okay, now your entry level. Your entry level is the level at which you are going to enter the university. Okay, in this case it's not level 100. Okay, because you're a diploma student. Either you are entering in level 200 or level 300. So depending on your GPA, you select the entry level. Now the next step is your grade point, that is HND or diploma. So your current CGPA of your diploma program is what you key in over here. So if your GPA is around 3.2, you key in 3.2. If it's around 2.5, you key in 2.5. Okay, so whichever category in which you fall, you key that in. Okay, now pass UPSA student. Are you a pass UPSA student or not? So you select yes if you are, and no if you are not. If you select yes, you'll be asked to provide your index number. So you can provide your index number. Okay, now your first choice of program. What program would you love to be offered first? So I can go in for, in this case, I'll go in for diploma in accounting and finance, and let's say bachelor of science, not diploma rather, bachelor of science rather, not diploma. Okay, so bachelor of science in accounting and finance and bachelor of science in accounting. That's my second choice. Then your third choice, you can select banking and finance or finance depending on the school you attended. All right, so having done this section, please go through carefully. If you are satisfied, you move on to the next step, which is what? Entering your wassce results or your NOVDEC results. Okay, now for this point, you would be needing 6 of your subjects you did in your wassce or your secondary school. 6 best of your subjects. Okay, so there are 2 core, which is your English and your maths. Okay, so if you had B3 in English, you enter B3, you enter what you had in core maths. Then the next choice is either your integrated science or your social studies. You select the best. Okay, so if I had let's say C4 in social studies and I had B3 in integrated science, I'm going to be taking integrated science because I had B3 in integrated science. Okay, so you select your best, so B3, and you enter the index number for this respective grade. Okay, so if I had this grade in wassce, I'm going to enter the index number for my wassce. If I also had this grade in my wassce, I'm going to enter this index number for my wassce. So I can copy and paste, and I can copy and paste. Okay, so if you also did writing of deck, you can type in your best electives over here. So if your best elective was business management, you can key in your grade over here, then followed by your NOVDEC index number. So you do the same thing and it goes on and on. So this is cost accounting. Cost accounting, let's say I had C5. Then make sure that the index number you are entering corresponds with that of the grade you are entering as well. Then the final one, maybe my next best was economics, which is what? C3, followed by the index number. Alright, so after you've entered all the index numbers correctly, you now move on to the exam month. You know we have May, June, which is the wassce itself, and November, December, which is NOVDEC. So if your English language was written, or the best grade of your English language was written in wassce, or you had that in wassce, you select May, June. If you wrote NOVDEC and you had the best grade for English, you choose November, December. Okay. So my electives are NOVDEC. Okay. Now you select the year in which you took the exam. If it's wassce, you select the year in which you took the wassce. So let's say 2008. 2008, and then NOVDEC. Let's see, I choose 2012 for the NOVDEC. So it depends on you, what year you actually took the exam. Okay, sorry, that was a mistake. Okay, so if you are sure you have filled these places correctly, you can proceed to save and continue. But mind you, make sure that the results you are providing are accurate. Okay, they have been certified. Make sure that they have been certified and it's actually what you are providing. Okay, so having gone through this step and this information correctly, let's proceed and click on save and continue. So having submitted the previous step, you'll be welcomed by this page which says summary and declaration. This is where your applicant declaration form would be generated from. Okay, now before you finally confirm, make sure that every information you have provided is accurate. All right, it's your accurate information. Make sure it's void of every mistakes. Okay, Alright, now go through all your results presented, check your index numbers, check your grades, check your subjects, and check your year of sitting. Make sure that everything you've provided is accurate. If you are very sure that the information you have provided is accurate, proceed to check this little box over here. I blah 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 certify that the information provided above is valid and will be held whatever. So if you are sure that the information you have provided is correct, go ahead and check this side. So having checked that box, you proceed to the next step, which is your final declaration. Okay, so here you click print application summary and declaration. So click on print to print to print a soft copy of your declaration form. So click on print. Yes, print. Okay, so you print as PDF. Okay, so print a copy and select where you want to save this. So I want to save this on my desktop and here. All right, so save. Beautiful. So we now have this saved. All right, so that's it. This is how to submit, or this is how to fill your UPSA online forms. All right, make sure you follow these steps carefully and you should be good to go. Please and please and please again, this was only an illustration. Please don't follow the details I provided. Provide your own accurate details. All right, yes. All right, so we are done with the video. Watch out for more exciting videos on CAF's channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new to this channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Okay, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. All right, so I'm out.